Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. Hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. Hopefully, it's sunshine because we are inundated with rain in New York. So, all of our squaddies in Florida, I am wishing you all the best. Please be safe. Praying for you in Florida. I do have family in Florida, so I'm praying for all of you. Please, please, please be safe with the hurricane that's going on down there. And I think North Carolina and the rest of that area. So, but anyways, hello guys. Well, actually, I think South Carolina. I think with that. So for all of you in South Carolina, I think it's South Carolina that they have a lot of flooding and stuff. So please, 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 please be safe. Church Nelly and all of you guys down in South Carolina, please be safe wherever you are down there. So anyways, what is going on with our faves? Oh my goodness, it's been a couple of days. We've all had a great time with Prince Harry in New York doing all his seminars. And then of course, a couple of days ago, all of a sudden just dropped on us with Prince Harry at Jimmy Fallon, just having fun with Tonightmares. As you know, Jimmy Fallon has the Tonight Show, and so they have this, early Halloween scare fest. This area that they did like this Halloween maze, and of course we've all seen the video. If you have not seen it, and if you're a squatty, shame on you. But I'm joking. It is in our community page, so you can jump on our community page and see it. It's on YouTube. And if you don't go on our community page, just go on the Tonight Show YouTube channel and you will find it there as well. But Harry and Jimmy Fallon having a great time. And again, it's been a couple of days, so I'm assuming everyone has seen it by now. And so obviously they having a great time. And my favorite part was, I think it's probably everybody's favorite part, was at the end when the two ghoul girls, one of them, when Harry goes walk by, she's like, "Who is that?" She mouthed it, and the other girl was like, "It's Prince Harry." And you can see her like, her mouth just hung open, and she's like blocking her mouth. I mean, yep. I was like, welcome to the squad. You can see them, the two of them at the bottom far right photo there, just really being shocked that it's Prince Harry that they just scared. So much fun. I've seen that video probably 100 times by now. It is just funny and cute, and it's just so Prince Harry. And it's a great way. And I love his sense of humor. It's a great way to end 2 days of intense meetings. I mean, we've looked at the last episode with all the different events that he took part in and the people he made, just a lot of networking, getting partnerships for all his, whether it's charities or his organizations that he's created. I mean, it was an intense time of 2 days of just intense networking and seminars and stuff. And then to end it like this, it's like, yeah, perfect. Wonderful night of just ghouls and fun. So I just love it. I absolutely love his humor and how he, again, seamlessly going from one thing to the other, and he just fits right in. He just fits right in. And that's the thing I love about Prince Harry. I love how he could just, wherever he is, he's just such an open person that wherever he is, he just gives his all. And you're able to connect with that because he's just real. He's just real in every way. And he puts you at ease, and there are no airs about him. And so I think that's what people connect with. And I love it. I mean, as you can see, all the photos that from the seminars, the 2 days at the UN and around the UN. So yeah, very, very cool. I just love this. So again, if you haven't seen it, jump on our community page or jump on the Tonight Show YouTube page to watch it. Just watch Jimmy Fallon Tonightmares. So, and Jimmy Fallon did a little interview. He talks about, that Prince Harry was really game for it. And of course, he said it was just a lot of fun doing it with him. And then his favorite part too was the two girls figuring out that it's Prince Harry. I mean, it is so cute. It is so cute. And then they try to hide their face. It's just like, oh, Look at that. Very, very cute. So again, joining the fun if you haven't. And these are some more photos. You see Jane Goodall at the top. I think she probably quoted somewhat Malika Pictures. She has holding the sign that says "Vote for Nature." And so, of course, that's Hillary Clinton and Prince Harry, Jane Goodall, Jose Andres, Chelsea Clinton. And I think that is, oh my goodness, I forgot her name, but if I'm not mistaken, that is Steve Jobs' widow that's there with them as well in that photo. So they were all, obviously, this is backstage at this Clinton's global initiative where Harry did that amazing speech that everybody's still talking about. And obviously, we know that Jane Goodall was on there. Jose Andres was there. Actually, if you saw the Clinton's global initiative, Jane Goodall and Jose Andres, they were on a panel together. And of course, we know Prince Harry was on his, he just did his speech by himself. And of course, that's them on the right as well in an intense conversation there. So they, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it all seemed to go really, really well. Hillary Clinton has always supported the Sussexes, always supported Meghan in every, especially when Meghan was in the UK and the press was just, I mean, they were monsters to her. They still are, as we know. But but Hillary Clinton is always, no matter how I feel about her right now, because of the whole Gaza thing, another day, another time for that story. But she is always, I would give her this. She's always been supportive and really standing up for Meghan in ways that, some others haven't. So she's really just been there for them. And so it's just great to see them and their relationship continue. And of course, Jose Andres with Prince Harry there, because we remember the press, the UK press was like, Prince William poached him, that Harry and Meghan supposedly should be all embarrassed because he's left them and gone off to Prince William. And it's like, you people are just silly. And so absolutely silly. And again, it's just so great to see him networking with all of these people, influential people who are really doing things to change the world in whatever way. It's really amazing to see Prince Harry the man is a diplomat. He just is so natural at this. He is the diplomat that the UK needs. They're just too stupid to figure. They just have been too stupid to figure it out. So anyway, so what else is happening? Well, this amazing news, just in case you haven't heard it, again, it's been since yesterday. Prince Harry is going to be going to Lesotho and South Africa. Of course, we know that Prince Harry just met with the Queen of Lesotho and her husband, Prince Siso's brother and sister-in-law. That's Harry and Prince Siso at the bottom there, his brother from another mother. And so Prince Harry is going to be going there early in October. We don't know exactly what dates yet because they didn't give us the dates. It just said early October. But so exciting. It'll be great. It'll be great to see if Nacho is going to be going with them, because obviously we remember that Nacho is an ambassador for Travalyst. So wouldn't be surprised if Nacho is going with them. But Town and Country had the story. It says Prince Harry will visit South Africa and Lesotho in early October. The Duke of Sussex trip will be his first time back in Southern Africa since 2019 visit with Meghan Markle and son Prince Archie. Says Prince Harry is having a busy autumn. Fresh off the Duke's New York City trip, Travalyst announced that Harry will be visiting Lesotho and South Africa in the early October. It will mark his first return to the region since his and Meghan's visit in 2019, and he will be joined by Travalyst co-founding patron Prince Siso. And this is what Prince Siso said. He gave them a quote. It fills me, the team, and our wider community with joy to welcome Prince Harry, or Mahale, as we affectionately refer to him by his Sesotho's name, which means warrior, which absolutely Prince Harry is. What a perfect name. Prince Siso said, now, more than ever, as we look to the challenges of our young generation here in Lesotho, the collective energy of both local and international individuals and organizations who see the potential in these youths is embraced. We know that there are bright futures at stake, and we continue to approach our work with the vision that all children can be empowered, healthy, and resilient through sustainable solutions that can ultimately be locally driven. So that is that is from Prince CISO welcoming Prince Harry to Lesotho. Very excited to see those brothers together again. And of course, it would be great if Nacho is there. So then, as you can see, the both of them, Prince CISO and Nacho and Prince Harry at a Santibali Polo event at the top there. I love those three together. They are just perfect. I'm telling you, Harry does not need any more family. He's got his family. And so this is what Prince Harry said about his visit to Lesotho. Prince Harry also shared a statement about the visit, noting Santibali's profound understanding of local youth in Lesotho and Botswana, specifically their passions, their concerns, and their extraordinary creativity. These young people are eager and capable of driving meaningful change, yet significant barriers still stand in their way. As we head towards our 20th anniversary, our ambition has grown, giving us the confidence to bring our skills and experience in designing solutions with young people and to leveraging our convening power to engage with leading regional players and global funders so we can add Santibali's voice to addressing the challenges faced by the next generation in Southern Africa, he said. And so a little bit more about the group and the trip. It says, on the trip, the group that's going with Prince Harry, and I think part of that group is that gentleman Prince Harry was with in New York. I think it was like the Google CEO or something like that. I forgot what his name is. Apparently, he is going to be a part of that group going to Lesotho with Prince Harry, and I think others. The article says, on the trip, the group, which includes corporate foundations and philanthropists, will head to Lesotho to witness Santibali's program at work. In Lesotho, Prince Harry and Prince Siso will meet with local leaders and youth advocates. After, they will go to Johannesburg, South Africa, for working sessions with leading Southern Africa-based businesses, leaders, foundations, organizations already active in the youth sector. Per Santibali, these sessions will explore collaborative strategies to deploy expertise and innovative capital to reduce the digital divide and ensure youth access to healthcare, education, entrepreneurship, and employment opportunities. So this is going to be a working trip. So kind of expect what you saw in New York, that kind of really busy back to back thing that's going to be happening in Lesotho. And I assume it will kind of look like when Prince Harry took the senators and philanthropists to Botswana. I think they were in Botswana, they were in Rwanda and a few other countries. He took them to Africa parks in a bunch of different countries to see the work of African parks there. And of course, Senator Chris Coons, who just showered him with praise at the Halo Trust Award, was also part of that team. So I would expect this to be kind of the same way Harry taking this group to Lesotho, and then them going on to South Africa as well to really see the work that's going on there. So it'll be exciting. We don't know anything about Meghan going. I would assume she wouldn't, because again, this is Harry doing his stuff. He doing his Santibali stuff. I don't suppose she will be there. Plus, Meghan has to focus on Aro, and then these two have 2 kids. So it would be nice. But no, I think Meghan will be home doing her thing, focusing on her project. So very, very cool and excited. And of course, because normal couples doing their own thing and focusing on their interests, as in every single other situation with the British press is, oh my gosh, they are separated and they're separating. And it's just like, well, I guess that means William and Kate are separated and Charles and Camilla, because all of them have different, separate things that they do. They all have separate interests. So I guess they're all separated too. It's just the nonsense of the British press is just, it's amazing. But anyways, so I am so excited for Prince Harry. So we look forward to all of the time that he's going to be spending with Princey. So I look forward to lots of videos and stuff. And I look forward to him banning the British press, as he has done in the last few trips that he has done, I expect the same thing. No British press. And they're going to be trying to get there to Lesotho. They're probably trying to book their plane tickets already. And then we'll be told, no, there will be no press passes. So I look forward to the press in Lesotho and South Africa to be providing the majority of this. And of course, Archwell will be keeping us up to date as well. So very exciting. What else is happening? I'm telling you, this episode was supposed to be about that whole mess with the Hollywood Reporter and then the Sussexes, their rebuttal in the Us magazine. But all of this fun stuff has been coming out from Prince Harry and his organizations. And I'm like, let me focus on this, and then I'll do that negative stuff in another episode, because I don't want to put aside positive stuff to focus on the negativity and the nonsense of the British and American press. So I'm going to move my banner here. Again, as the banner said, if you have not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. And please like and share the video. That would be awesome. And if you're able, please join the channel, support the channel, and help us grow the channel. So thank you so much in advance. And so I'm just going to move that banner there so I can read all that it has there. And so Travalyst, as we know, Prince Harry just met with the whole team at one of his events here in New York a few days ago. And they are just doing amazing. So this just dropped yesterday. It said from Travalyst, first time I'm hearing about this outlet. It says Travalyst revealed its acquisition of sustainable platform Weaver. And so this is a little bit about what they said about that acquisition. The information that does exist is fragmented, incomplete, and often behind paywalls. This can leave the industry feeling overwhelmed and frustrated, and Travalyst confused and disengaged. We want to help change that. Travalyst is working to align the industry behind the same sustainability data for accommodation providers, and then scale this information so that the travelers see the full picture of where they are staying beyond price and reviews. We aim to do this in a way that democratizes access to information and ensures vital sustainability data is available to everyone. With a current focus on accommodation, long-term, travelers aim to consider other areas of travel and tourism, such as rail, activities, and destinations. So again, they acquired this to bring all of that sustainability data under one umbrella. So that way people aren't confused when they see Weaver and then they see Travalyst, and then you're like, okay, which one should I use? Which one should I go with? Now, at least with these two, they brought it under Travalyst so that they have the same information. So great job, Travalyst. I mean, they are doing great. Everybody is happy. So there you go. Prince Harry, you are awesome. And what else is happening? Well, this article actually is really cool. Vanity Fair wrote this article about Prince Harry in New York. And one of the things that you see coming out of the events in New York is people just falling all over themselves about Harry, especially that speech he did at the Clinton Global Initiative. And people are seeing, people see that and it's just like, whoa, this guy's amazing. And so all of the reporting that has come out of Harry's 2 days or 3 days really in New York has been stellar. And just how amazing it is to watch him go from so many different events that are so different and able to speak intelligently with passion and emotion with all of them. And you realize how truly brilliant this man really is. And you match that up with the nonsense narrative that has dogged him and has come out of the UK. It is just, it is a crime. This whole thing has opened up for the people that, if you're a squatter, you knew that. You don't need or did not need this past 2 weeks for you to see the brilliance of this man and to see just how amazing he is. We don't need this, but it was great to see. And this really backs up our belief in him and belief in his abilities. Even though much of the press, they're late in acknowledging what we always know. But at this point, it's like, well, I guess better late than never. But again, this is Vanity Fair writing about Prince Harry. Says Prince Harry's transition from working royal to global advocate is now complete. Climate Week in New York City was an opportunity for the Duke of Sussex to try out diplomacy from a different perspective. Just a little clip from the article. It says, we'll start from when Harry originally announced a solo trip to New York City to attend Climate Week event, it was easy to assume it might be reminiscent of Prince William's 2023 trip to the city for the annual Earthshot Innovative Summit. Ugh. We remember that debacle. Boring debacle of him walking into gross Hudson. Eek. Anyway, but when Harry took the stage at the Clinton Global Initiative on Tuesday morning, it was clear just how far he had come as a speaker and a public figure. He paced the stage TED Talk style and used his personal cell phone as a visual aid. He began by discussing the space race, using it as an extended metaphor for the unforeseen effects that technology can have on our politics, compared to the uplifting and somewhat hesitant speeches he used to give 5 years ago. The prince was brimming with purpose when talking about big tech. And he goes on and on about, just how amazing it was, Harry switching from one seminar, one event to another, and all of it being completely different. And so it was actually a really good article about just watching Harry blossom from where he was. And I'm telling you, thank you, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, because so as the Squatties, we know, and we have always known that this man was amazing, but it's good for the rest of the world to see it. And that's why, no matter what is going on, people are constantly posting and photos, and so many different organizations have been posting about either meeting him or being at the events with him and all of that stuff. People are excited because they see his heart and his passion and all of that stuff. And it's wonderful. I'm so proud. As I said in the last episode, I'm so proud of this man and what he's been doing. And it's great to see people finally acknowledge. It's like, oh, there's something special about this dude. There is something special. And of course, Harry just announcing his trip to Lesotho just adds to that. It's really amazing to see just what Prince Harry has been able to accomplish, and to see all the organization. It is fantastic. So kudos to Prince Harry. And yeah, for all of you in the press, yeah, you're late in coming and late in acknowledging who he is. Most of you have just rather just focus on ridiculous gossip instead of focusing on what he and Meghan has been doing. They've been doing this stuff all along. People just haven't been paying attention, and they've been more doing the gossipy part. But it's kind of interesting because Vanity Fair, Town and Country, and People have been the last few months have been very, very consistently, especially People and Town and Country, focusing on what they're doing instead of the ridiculous gossip that's been going out. So it's good to see. And there was a video at the event with Harry meeting actually 3 of the reporters from Vanity Fair, Town and Country, and People. It's good to see that they at least are doing that. What else is happening? I was just like, I saw this and I was like, what? It's so funny because I remember this event with meeting African leaders right before Harry, the day before Harry left, after he and Meghan had come back to let everybody know that they're leaving. And so I remember this event and Boris Johnson, because there was a write-up about it with just Boris Johnson and Harry having some sort of a conversation. We had no idea what the conversation was about. I just assumed was, they were there, they were going to be meeting African leaders, talking about trade and all that stuff. And so Boris Johnson, he was the Prime Minister of the UK, lying, scheming scoundrel that he is, made the country a mess with Brexit and all that mess. Well, obviously, he is the ex-Prime Minister, and he has now written his memoir. And part of his memoir that he dropped, and I think is being serialized in the Daily Mail, is that this time, this event, this Harry's event before, leaving the UK. That was after that Sandringham summit and all that stuff, and Harry left the next day. But this event, he's claimed that the royal family and 10 Downing Street, which is where the prime minister resides, and has his office and everything, they asked him to go talk to Harry to try to convince Harry to not leave. And apparently some of the things that he was telling Harry is that, it would be really sad for them to leave because him and Meghan were doing a great job, and he thought they were doing a great job in the UK. And so it's very interesting what he has written. And I could see why the royal family would be a little nervous that this is out there. I wanted the photo and the bombshell stuff from the Daily Mail, but I'm going to read from the BBC, although sometimes they're not much better than the Daily Mail. It says Boris Johnson was part of a last-minute attempt to discourage the Duke of Sussex from leaving his royal life in the UK, according to the former Prime Minister's soon-to-be published memoir. Johnson delivered what he called a manly pep talk to Prince Harry on the sidelines of the UK Africa Investment Summit in London on January 2020. And that's the photo of them there. According to Unleashed, the memoir being serialized in the Daily Mail. This is a quote from Boris Johnson. It says, It was a totally hopeless task, suggested Johnson, with Prince Harry already on the verge of leaving. Johnson, according to the quotes released so far, appears to have gone ahead with the doomed effort to get Prince Harry to change his mind, with the suggestion he was acting on behalf of Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street. It was a ridiculous business when they made me try to persuade Harry to stay. Kind of a manly pep talk. Totally hopeless, writes Johnson, about the meeting between the pair of old Etonians. And of course, they both went to Eton. That's what if you don't know, that's what the Etonians is about. But what he is saying here again is that, as you can see underlined, it says he did it and have that conversation. It says with suggestion, he was acting on behalf of Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street. And I think one of the biggest important thing here, yes, he was a new prime minister, but he's the prime minister of your country, an elected official. And what is it he said in the last paragraph? He says, it was a ridiculous business when they made me try to persuade Harry to stay. They made him. Buckingham Palace and 10 Downing Street made him. This is the prime minister, the former prime minister speaking as prime minister. Buckingham Palace made him try to persuade Harry. And it's just like, and I think why the royal family would be concerned about that being out there, because one of the things that is always out there is like, oh, no, the royal family's role is ceremonial. They don't have power. They are not elected officials. It's just ceremonial. They don't have power. And I talk about this all the time. I speak about all the ridiculousness of that statement, claiming that the royal family has basically no power. They just serve at the request of the prime minister. That is false. And I keep saying this, when you have the power to hold up bills, or if a bill can't go forward without your consent, that is more power than any of the elected officials. If the royal family, all the hundreds or thousands of bills that they look at, if they see something that maybe would negatively affect their purse strings, they would deny consent, and the elected officials cannot move that bill forward. Or they could hold up that bill until Parliament give them what they want, or give them immunity from a bill, for example, the race laws. They would hold it up and not allow that bill to go through until they are immune. To this day, no one in the royal household, for example, at Buckingham Palace, could file charges against the king for racial discrimination, for any kind of discrimination or abuse. You can't file. You can try to file, but the case wouldn't go anywhere. They are immune. So when you have that kind of power, you can't then turn around and claim like, oh, no, we're just ceremonial. We don't have any power. That's nonsense. The fact that they could make the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom go have this ridiculous conversation with Prince Harry to get him to persuade him to stay tells you the kind of power that Buckingham Palace has over the government and the say-so they have over the government. And why is this important? Because Prince Harry said with his security that his father could do something to make sure he has security. And one of the narratives that has been going around is, oh, no. Prince Charles doesn't have any say in the government. Prince Charles can't tell our government what to do when it comes to security because his role is only ceremonial. That is false. And the fact that Boris Johnson, and some people are, it's like, oh, I don't believe that the palace wouldn't do something like that. Yes, Boris Johnson is a liar, but he doesn't have anything to gain here by saying this. There's nothing to gain. Yes, he's a liar and whatever, and he could lie, but what does he gain by lying about this? In fact, it makes him look small. It makes him look powerless. It makes him look like you're the elected official and you have to do what an unelected person say. It doesn't make him look good. So he doesn't have anything to gain by saying that. But what it does, it highlights the power that the monarchy has over the government and all these other institutions, which we've been talking about so many times here. So the nonsense that the royal family, that King Charles has no say in what Ravek does is nonsense. Also, the fact that two of his highest ranking people in the monarchy are members of Ravek. They're officers at Ravek. So they definitely have a say in Harry's security. And the fact that Harry doesn't have security is because King Charles does not want him to have security. That is why he doesn't have security. And this is why the royal family, I'm sure, would not want this information. And sure enough, the Daily Telegraph, Boris Johnson was not asked by Buckingham Palace to try and persuade Prince Harry to stay in the UK. The Telegraph understands. Sources close to the Duke confirmed that the then Prime Minister did suggest that both he and Meghan remain in the UK. However, sources with knowledge of such meetings at the time insisted that the palace did not ask Mr. Johnson to intervene. While it cannot be ruled out that members of Downing Street team suggested that it might be worth mentioning to the Duke, there was no specific formal request. Well, that's how if you know anything about the UK, they wouldn't do this as a formal thing. It would be a suggestion, but if you've been a part of these kind of situations, that it means even that suggestion, that means you need to be doing it. And notice this is not a formal denial from Buckingham Palace. Why? Because they want plausible deniability. Because if Buckingham Palace comes out and say, no, that is false, well, Boris Johnson can come back and say, no, you are lying. And then they will be in a pickle. So they don't want to do that. So it's kind of like, oh, well, a source says. So if Boris Johnson comes back and say, well, no, you're lying, the Buckingham Palace could be like, well, it's not like we didn't put out a statement. So plausible deniability. So Boris Johnson is a liar, but I believe him. I believe him in this because, again, it makes him look weak. He has nothing to gain by saying that. He doesn't look good because here he is, an elected official, the Prime Minister of the UK, and he has to do what an unelected people say. That doesn't make him look good. And so again, the royal family would not want this out in the public because it goes to what Prince Harry was saying, that Prince Charles is the reason why he does not have security. Prince Charles could do something to make sure he has security, and he hasn't. And that's why the monarchy would not want this out there. But it's out there. And it just confirms what Prince Harry says. And if you're a squatty, this isn't shocking to you at all because we've talked about this numerous times. We've talked about the fact that King Charles's people are on Ravek. They are the ones that took that security away from Prince Harry. They are the ones that did it. And I think, again, even going back to Princess Diana, I think this is the same thing what they did to Princess Diana and lied about it. Now, which is why they're so mad at Harry for having it on court documents. They have all this proceeding on official court documents so that years from now, nobody could say that, oh, well, Prince Harry didn't want security. He let it go. It is on official court documents that he did everything he can. And King Charles denied him that security. Princess Diana, they didn't have that. So now people have to go by the lies of the palace and the lies of those who claiming that, no. She just said that she didn't want it. Sure. Where's your evidence? Where is the evidence that she did not want it? There is none. I'm telling you, give them enough time and it all comes out. So away from that mess, finally, Invictus coming up February 8th to 16th in Vancouver. If you've registered for your tickets, you should have emails by now. They've been sending out emails with discount codes on there to get your tickets for the opening and closing ceremonies. So go ahead and do that. It says, no, it's like Invictus Games. I am coming to Canada to IG25. You can now get your tickets to all the sport events, both pool matches and finals for the Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025. 133 days to go. I am here. Yes. Very, very excited. I will be there. Yes. Very, very excited. It will be my first Invictus Games. It's so funny because today I met someone who works at a VA hospital in Baltimore. And so we started talking about veterans there. And actually, we started talking about the Fisher House Foundation that has homes at each of these VA hospitals. And we've talked about Ken Fisher, whose family has built these homes for veterans. And so yeah, he's like, oh my gosh, we were doing a fundraiser with them for the Invictus Games. And it was just like, really? And he's like, yes. So we were talking about Invictus Games, and we were talking about the games that's coming up in Vancouver. And we were talking about the games that in Dusseldorf. So it was just such a random conversation, but yeah, it was really fun. He's like, yeah, we just did a fundraiser and all the proceeds went to Invictus Games to support the team going to the Invictus Games. So very, very just the most random thing that happened. And it was very exciting and very fun to be able to talk about that. So I am looking forward to my first games in Vancouver. Yes. So yeah. So hopefully see many squaddies there as well. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you, Lydia, Church, Nelly, Karen M, Cookies and Cream, Black Queen. Yeah, awesome as usual. And thank you to all of us, all of our wonderful 2 Cents crew who support the channel on a monthly basis. You are awesome. Thank you for all of your support. I love you all. Have a great day, and I will chat with you next time. Bye.